Come on, deuce! Fuck! Every time. This one we have on luck. I quit. Oh, not again. Finally the break.
Where did you go?
Just need to breathe some fresh air, right?
Oh my god, that guy. Nobody wants to be him. So in this episode, we're gonna talk about tilting and dealing with swings and accepting what's happening in your life. Tilting. There's so many forms of tilt, but overall it means acting suboptimally. There's definitely many triggers for tilt, but for poker players it's usually losing pots when things aren't going your way. And I do personally right now have a fairly big likelihood of tilting, because this year has been fucking tough for me. Literally felt like climbing a cliff and then doing a cliff climb, like a cliff dive. And yeah, it's not fun. It's definitely not fun. Oh, so tilting, yeah. Well, as a tournament poker player, it's really important to stay calm if things don't go your way, because like you cannot just stop playing and close everything up and just leave it like that. No, you just have to continue. So for me, I guess just realizing that as a winning poker player, in long term you're gonna win, and we have to understand that there's in short term there's so much luck involved, and we just really have to keep reminding ourselves that, and then we kind of accept it. But overall, like, definitely the more experience, the more you play the game, the more you understand and accept it. But overall for me, when I started, there are a lot of books that talk about mental game, especially Jared Tendler's Mental Game of Poker, so that's definitely like a must. There's so many strategies there. Definitely key is bankroll management. If you know you have a good bankroll management, you know that you cannot go bust. If you know when to move up and down the stakes, then really the swings don't somewhat exist. And that should make accepting the reality easier. I think the biggest thing that creates tilt is when you're losing, and you're losing a lot, and the money matters so much to you. If you have proper bankroll management, then it shouldn't really matter how much you've lost, because fuck man, this year I've lost so much. I know it's still, if you're down heaps, then it's still tough to accept what is, but you kind of have to, right? I think true preparation before starting your session is really important, because if you set your goals, if you think through, if you meditate before your session, you're mentally ready to accept whatever comes, and then tilt should have a smaller factor. But if in long term, if things aren't going your way at all, then definitely taking time off, spending time with family and friends, that could help, but that's not in game, right? Try not to get killed here. I really don't want to do this phone call right now.
Hey.
Don't you just love how he greets you? Fuck no. Hey Carlos. Yeah, it's me.
My name is Carlos Matos.
Got some bad news, mate. Yeah, we're down 55k, bro.
Whoa, what's up?
Yeah, no, bus was driving past. Down 55k. Oh, it's a fucking lecture. Fucking, I know it's a bear market, like. We're learning, man, we're learning. Poker's going fine, it's alright. We're up 125k.
I am so happy.
Yeah. So we're still in profit. Like 70k? Yeah. Cool.
This is real.
Catch you soon, bro. Later. Fuck. Actually, just had my first session with my personal trainer Timmy, and really enjoyed it. And I'm not really sure if there's any way back now, like doing it with myself. No, I'm fairly unexperienced. Like where I come from, I haven't done too many exercises for a while now. Like I've done my own morning routine, but nothing like gym-like. So why did I decide to start doing it? It's like at some point in my life I had a lot of health issues. I've been skateboarding for a while, so it's like do it all one-sided, so it's pretty tough on your body. And yeah, I had a lot of back pain. So what I improved was I got myself a proper chair, given that we grind like 12-hour days behind the computer desk. And yeah, decided to get a personal trainer, get myself fit. And so far, yeah, after the first session, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's keep doing it. And what's the plan? Where do I want to get? Yeah, I just want to feel healthy. So like being healthy, having a strong core, it's gonna let me focus more on the poker game. I never have to focus on I never have issues with my pain. I don't lose my attention on other stuff. So yeah, first session in. Hopefully many more to come. So I just got out of the gym, had a good workout in, headed to the 6 Max Estonian Championships. I'm gonna do a quick Q&A. Make Punja asked what stakes do we actually play, what games do we play. So me, I'm MTT specialist, same case for Rauno, and Espen plays cash games. So we mostly focus on online games, and Espen's stakes are usually up to 5-10 euro games, so sometimes really hard games. For me and Rauno, our average stake is around 70 euros, 60-70 euros, so we play up to $215 games. During events it might go up to 1k, but usually selling action for those. And the bottom one is around like $20 games. So averages out around 50ish, something like that. But the last 2 months, have been pretty hectic for me. Like this year has been like a cliff dive. So I've been playing way less higher stakes games, so mid stakes way more, just to get my confidence back and stuff. So yeah, this means I'm playing less 200 games overall. I'm really picky with those games right now. Play more 50s, more 20s, more 100s in the mix. Get the confidence back. Daily dose of banana love. I know, guys, how much you love a scene on the couch. Well, I guess nobody does, but we're still again on the couch. But finally, Rauno's back here with me, and we're playing actually the first event of the Estonian Championships, 500 euro poker event. Rauno, give us a short answer. How was your trip?
The trip was awesome. It was super relaxing. I mean, definitely feel way less stressed and kind of anxious to get back in the grind and, you know, make progress in the project.
Strikes by my window. It's my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real.
Currently playing the first event of the Estonian Poker Championships, which is the 500 euro 6 max, which is also the highest buy-in event of the series. And it's really fun. Like, I love 6 max tournaments. There aren't that many of them around, especially in Estonia, so to be able to play one is super fun. In terms of how it's going pretty shit. I started with 15k and I have now like 3k or something left. But let's see, maybe I can, you know, open the luck box and spin it up somehow.
Fingers crossed. Go back to the tables.
Call.
So this is what it means to be living in darkness.
So guys, we're playing the 8th game here at Olympic Casino, and next to me is sitting, I don't know how many times Dennis Liinamäki has already won Estonian championships, but way too many.
3 times. 3 times.
Ah, you still know how to count. That's pretty good. So we're actually playing the 8th game. How would you compare the usual Hold'em table feeling to this event?
People are much more actively discussing hands, lively, cheerful. It's fun, and it's fun for yourself as well. It's you have to think actually. It's not like you just fold your 8-4 and go ahead. It's a lot of thinking, a lot of fun, especially when you haven't played much.
Yeah, I felt that as well. Like the first break, I felt like my head was exploding, and I was really feeling like I actually needed this break so much. And it's so much fun because you see people, if they have phones, they use their phones to look up the rules of the game because there's probably only one guy at the table who knows the rules.
And he's teaching the dealer.
Yeah, that's so it's such a fun experience. If you ever have a chance to play any other game beside Hold'em or Pot Limit Omaha, like you should do it because like it brings so much excitement back to the game.
Yeah, and there's the people there are also curious about different poker games, so it's something that says something about the person.
So thanks so much for watching, and hopefully this tournament finishes well.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, come on, bro.
Thank you. You're welcome. Camera right in my face now if I'm stepping the door.
That's the life, I guess.
I do.
Yeah, right. I'm fucking messing around with the Mavic Pro because you remember I got it in the States and I've used it only once when I got it. And there's so many fucking settings and I'm trying not to be tilted, but I'm fucking tilted, man. It's
broken
crazy.
it yet.
What's that?
You haven't broken it yet?
No, 'cause, yeah.
Actually did this on house wall or some shit.
That's quite there. Pretty close though, I'm getting there. How was your flight? All good? Smooth?
I slept through it all. I slept like 1 hour last night, so...
You
Need
sleep
to
a lot?
catch up.
Yeah. Sweet.
I haven't slept too much the last 2 weeks, so... Gonna be going to bed early tonight.
Hell no, I got girls coming, we got champagne, all this shit.
Guess I'm not going to bed early then.
Alright.
What's up? So today we're going to talk about tilt.
Tilt.
How to cope with tilt when you're doing a high stress job like being a poker player or a crypto grinder or whatever.
Crypto trader.
Crypto trader.
Yeah. Do you tilt?
I don't tilt that much, but I had tilted in my past. I worked on not tilting a lot and I've become, I think, relatively good at it. So
Yeah, you seem to be very good at it when I grind in the same room as you. I don't see you tilt too much.
Yeah, I mean, I still, like, I never have this sort of outwards tilt
Yeah.
where I, like, scream or,
Yeah.
or where I, you know, do these crazy things like throw mouses on monitors.
Yeah.
or-
There's
or-
different types of tilt,
or the
different levels,
But I
right?
definitely, like, have some degree of, like, inwards tilt, which is sometimes just, like, frustration when I've been running bad for a while, and I kind of, like, feel that everybody else is running better than me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really affect my play that much.
Yeah, I have this in periods as well, especially in periods when I'm losing. If I'm down swinging,
Yeah.
it comes out a lot more.
I-
If I'm like on a huge upswing, I can lose 5 flips in a row and it doesn't affect me at all.
For sure. You have like this mental buffer almost, it seems like, when you've been
Yeah,
winning a lot. That
for
like
sure.
now you feel that, okay, I won a lot, so now I can lose a bit and it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. And I've been feeling like this because I ran like really good in December and January, and like throughout all of like February and March, I was like,
Yeah, it feels really good.
I deserve to lose this. I've been winning so much.
Yeah, for sure. I feel completely the same way. Although, like, when I look at like the periods where I've been winning retrospectively, I think I actually suffer more from winner's tilt than losing tilt. It just manifests in a different way. For me, that is when I'm winning, I want to play more because I feel like super confident and feel like I should use that confidence. And I probably am biased in a sense that I'm overestimating my own skill in those periods. So what happens due to that are two things. They're probably gonna end up decreasing my EV. First, I'm gonna play higher because I'm overconfident. Probably gonna take some shots in games that I shouldn't be playing. And secondly, I'm gonna study less because first of all, I'm gonna play more, so I have less time to study. And also I'm more confident in my game, so I feel that I should study less because I'm so good already. So for me, I felt that I sometimes stagnate after my heaters for a period, and only when I start losing again, I get back on the study
grind
routine. And
winner's tilt. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's like a super big thing. I talked about the macro perspective, but I think winner's tilt is super big, in the context of a single tournament as well. And I think it often manifests in a way that when people get a big stack, they feel they can afford to splash around more.
Let's raise Jack 4 suited under the gun, right?
Like cold 4-bet, ace 5 suited.
Yeah, I can't lose hands. I should play everything.
Exactly. And then when you lose, you rationalize it. I just want to pay pot. It's fine. I still have 60 bigs to play.
I'm still chip leader.
Yeah. So I think definitely those things are big, and it's very important to not get complacent when you're winning. I think that's one of the places where you can have the biggest edge over your competition.
Nice.
Because I think it's something that people in general suffer from.
Yeah, I like that.
But
okay, let's talk about the loser's tilt then.
Loser's tilt.
Yeah, playing worse because of you're frustrated or whatever.
Yeah. So in terms of loser's tilt, I think there are two broad categories of things that you can do to get better at not tilting.
Okay.
So first category is the general stuff which you want to get in order to be successful at pretty much anything in life.
Yeah, sleep and stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Those are the basic things that have the highest positive externalities, meaning that they spill over into the most other areas of your life if you become really good at them. So the key things were, as you already mentioned, sleep, nutrition, then fitness, some kind of exercise. If you're doing stuff like playing tournament poker, then I think cardio in particular is going to be very beneficial for you to have the physical stamina to be able to maintain good energy levels throughout long sessions.
Or if you're playing those 40-hour cash games in Macau.
Yeah.
You need some stamina for those as well.
Yeah, exactly. But general fitness, whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna be good. I think it doesn't matter that much what you do, but that you do something consistently.
Yeah.
And then I consider the fourth pillar, which might be controversial for some people, but I find essential, which is meditation. I think that's one of the things that benefits just about everything in your life.
There's so much evidence for it, right?
Yeah.
You've been talking about all the studies, of course. There's heaps of studies, and there's a lot of empirical evidence. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Empirical evidence, all the CEOs and all the top athletes and everyone who's the top of their game, or the bosses of their field. They're doing some form of meditation, right?
Yeah, I think all of that evidence is all well and good, but it's only necessary for you to get started, to give you the initial push. All those great people are doing it, maybe I should do it as well. But as soon as you start doing it for yourself, all the benefits become self-evident. So you don't even need any evidence. It's just I think clear for everybody that it's a good thing to do. I've never met personally anybody who's regretted taking up meditation, saying that it sucks. I met people who have not been able to do it consistently because they're lazy, and it seems weird.
Yeah, guilty.
But one of the things, if you feel that meditation is awkward at first, guided meditation I think is a good place to start.
Yeah.
If you're doing it, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I've got some apps on my phone, and I'm sitting on my pillow and listening to some guy telling me to breathe and telling me to count some numbers and telling me to whatever.
Yeah.
Push thoughts away.
So you can just do that, then maybe slowly build up from there to doing unguided, which is the way most people progress, I think.
Yeah. That's the intermediate phase, right? When you go over to unguided meditations, I guess, and
Yeah. So I guess maybe let's not get like too bogged down in the details of exercise and nutrition, because they're just like such broad topics, and we could have like multiple hours of conversation on each of those. Maybe do that in one of the later episodes, like if people are interested. Let us know in the comments or social media, whatever.
Yeah. Just move a bit. Stay healthy and move a bit.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, like the key takeaway, just to like summarize this long section, like the 4 pillars that I think you need to get in order and that benefit your ability to not tilt massively are, first of all, sleep, secondly, nutrition, thirdly, exercise, and fourthly, meditation.
Yeah. And then you mentioned the second category as well?
Yeah, the second category, I'm not sure if I stated what it is explicitly, but those are basically like activity-specific things. So let's take poker as an example. That is like the best activity for me to talk about, because it's what I know the most about. So in terms of poker, like, and I think this applies to any activity, you want to be really good at what you're doing. I guess this is obvious, like study poker, get better. But like particularly in the context of tilt, when you have strong confidence in your plays, because you've actually run the solves or done the math or whatever, and you know that your plays are winning in the long term, then you're going to tilt way less, because you're going to have way less uncertainty. I think a lot of tilt like stems from people being unsure whether their plays are good, so they have like this nagging confusion in their heads where they like, you know, can't go to sleep because they're thinking about all the ways they could have played the hand differently. But like when they actually, you know, get into the lab, which might seem like tiresome at first, and run the solve, then I think like the benefits you get from that, which manifest in you not having this uncertainty, are going to be so worth it. And this is like super big. So this is one thing, like work on your game, you're going to tilt less. Another thing that you could do is that you can, and this works well for like super analytical people, and this is something that was recommended in the mental game of poker, which is you can inject logic into the negative self-talk we often engage in when we tilt. So for example, like when a recreational player sucks out on us on the river, hits a 3-outer or something, then like people often tend to say, oh my god, I am so unlucky, I'm a victim, I'm running so bad.
He played the hand so bad and still he won, like.
Yeah, exactly. So like in that spot, if you like know what the correct rationalization that you can counter this negative self-talk with is, then I think this is going to help you tilt less. So in this particular example, you could say to yourself, it is good when recreationals make bad plays, because this is the reason why I can make money in the long term.
Exactly. Yeah.
So do you have anything to add? Like, I'm thinking maybe there's something else like particular with regards to poker.
No.
Yeah.
Not from the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, like if we remember something that is like we feel that is revolutionary in combating tilt, then we can mention it in a later episode.
We'll do it.
But I think like we got the gist of it down.
Yeah, summed up the major points at least. I mean, most of them are like fairly obvious, but I see a lot of people neglect them still.
Yeah.
Like especially sleep and health and nutrition and those parts.
Yeah.
People are pretty like. I think people are taking it more and more serious now though, because poker theoretically is getting tougher. So you need to find edges in mental game and having less tilt and stuff like that.
For sure. Like I think in the high stakes games, mental game edges are definitely the biggest edges, I would say.
Yeah. Not going on tilt and stuff. Because I remember back in the days, like I saw people playing high stakes, smoking weed and fucking around, you know, because the games were so soft, it was so easy. You could do whatever and you would win money. Now you can't do that anymore. People are so good at poker theoretically now that you need to have edges somewhere else.
Yeah. One thing that I like thought of that maybe we can mention is that I think like the amount of volume you put in as a player impacts how much you tilt as well. Because if you're like a low volume player, particularly like in MTTs, for example, where downswings tend to be super long or can be super long, then when you play like, I don't know, 4 tables at a time and only grind like 6-hour sessions, then it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for you to have like a year-long downswing, which is super tough on you mentally, because the human brain is built in such a way that we want to be rewarded regularly. And if we don't get that regular reward, then we feel like we're running headfirst into a wall, pretty much. Like, what the fuck are we doing with our lives?
It sucks going to work every day for a year and not getting a salary or like getting a negative salary.
Yeah, exactly. So this is one thing that I think like it really speaks for putting in the volume, because there's such a massive difference whether you play like 1k MTTs per month or like 300 MTTs per month.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get through your downswings in a much shorter period of real world time, and I think that's probably gonna help.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool. If you guys have any questions, or if you have suggestions of other ways you combat tilt, or if you have issues with tilt, hit us up. Comment section, social media.
For sure. Like, we will try to be engaging and answer any of the questions at least any of like the tilt specific questions. I'll personally try to answer what I find in the comment section.
Me too.
So
cool.
Yeah, I guess talk to you later, guys.
Peace. Alright. Oh, that was pretty good, I think.
Yeah, seems fine.
I would be so tilted if it was not recording now.
We don't want to